Ever wondered which One Piece character has the longest prison sentence? No, just me? Well, I spent the last week rewatching every Foxy scene from Long Ring Long Land to his recent Egghead cameo. And let me tell you, the Silver Fox is going to jail faster than you can say feh feh feh. Stick around because I'm ranking his crimes from petty sports cheating to offenses so massive they make Buggy look like a law-abiding citizen. The Great Boxing Cheating Scandal. Let's kick things off with Foxy's very first recorded crime, and boy did he set the tone for his entire career. 15 years ago, when our favorite Fox was still a legitimate boxer, he didn't just lose fights, he tried to win them with illegal weapons. First up attempting to bring a weapon into a professional boxing ring, Foxy literally tried to turn a regulated sport into his professional demolition derby. That's not competitive spirit. That's premeditated assault with a deadly weapon disguised as athletics. But wait, there's more. Our silver-haired cheater didn't just get caught. He got his entire boxing license permanently revoked. Imagine being so bad at cheating that you get banned from an entire sport for life. The Athletic Commission probably still tells horror stories about the day Foxy tried to smuggle weapons past security. And let's not forget the fraud aspect. Every boxing match Foxy entered after deciding to cheat was essentially stealing money from legitimate competitors and deceiving fans who thought they were watching real competition. That's not sportsmanship. That's systematic fraud with fists. Crime tally: attempted assault with deadly weapon, 25 years. Sports fraud, 50 years. Weapon smuggling, 25 years. Boxing scandal total, 100 years. The horse shooting atrocity. Fast forward to Long Ring Long Land, where Foxy proves that animal cruelty is his second favorite hobby after cheating at everything. Our fox-faced felon decides the best way to provoke Luffy is to shoot an innocent horse with a gun. Let's break this down. Animal cruelty with a firearm. That's a serious felony right there. Attempted murder of Shelly the horse, because shooting animals with guns tends to be fatal. Who knew? And psychological torture of Tanjit, because watching your beloved companion get shot tends to traumatize people for life. But the cherry on top? Foxy does all this just to manipulate Luffy into accepting his challenge. He's not just committing animal abuse, he's using it as emotional blackmail to force people into his twisted games.
我々フォクシー海賊団麦わらの一味に対しデビーバックファイトを申し入れる。
何をごちゃごちゃ言ってんだ。さっさとかかってこい。勝負なら受けてやる。
That's not strategy. That's psychopathic manipulation with a smoking gun. Crime tally: animal cruelty with firearm, 50 years. Attempted murder of an animal, 75 years. Psychological manipulation, 30 years. Weapons discharge in public, 25 years. Horse shooting total, 180 years. The Donut Race Deception Derby. Now here's where things get spicy. Foxy didn't just participate in the donut race, he turned a legitimate pirate competition into his personal cheating exhibition. We're talking about systematic fraud involving devil fruit powers and coordinated crew deception. But wait, Foxy didn't just bend the rules, he obliterated them with his Noro Noro beam. This man slowed down his opponent's boat using supernatural powers, while having hidden crew members jump out to assist him mid-race. That's not creative tactics, that's organized conspiracy to commit fraud.
Noro Noro beam! こんにゃろうども!
And let's be real, Foxy wasn't some desperate underdog trying to level the playing field. He orchestrated an elaborate cheating scheme involving multiple conspirators and supernatural abilities just to steal one crew member. That's not pirate competition. That's racketeering with a devil fruit twist. Crime tally: conspiracy to commit fraud, 100 years. Illegal use of devil fruit powers in competition, 150 years. Coordinated cheating scheme, 125 years. Multiple counts of deception, 100 years. Donut race total, 475 years. The Groggy Ring Gladiator Massacre. Oh boy, the Groggy Ring. Where do we even start? Foxy didn't just organize a wrestling match. He created a death trap designed to seriously injure or kill his opponents using illegal weapons. First, there's the obvious: authorizing the use of deadly weapons in what was supposed to be a hand-to-hand combat competition. His Groggy Monsters team brought swords, axes, and other lethal instruments into a wrestling ring. That's not competitive advantage. That's attempted murder disguised as entertainment.
ちょっと何よあいつら、あからさまに狂気出して。
ベンチに敷いてハンバーグスライスしてピクルス
Then there's the systematic assault planning. Remember when Hamburg, Pickles, and Big Pan coordinated their attacks to try to eliminate Zoro and Sanji permanently? Foxy wasn't just allowing violence, he was orchestrating it, like some twisted Gladiator promoter. And let's not forget, Foxy broadcast this attempted murder spree to his entire crew, while encouraging them to cheer for serious bodily harm. If that's not inciting violence and operating an illegal fighting ring, I don't know what is. Crime tally: attempted murder, 2 counts, that's 400 years. Operating a legal fighting ring, 200 years. Conspiracy to commit assault with deadly weapons, 500 years. Inciting violence, 100 years. Groggy ring total, 1,200 years. The combat round assassination attempt. But wait, not done yet, because somehow our disaster fox decided that cheating in a one-on-one duel required an entire arsenal of hidden traps and supernatural interference. As the participant in the combat round, Foxy used spring-loaded platforms, hidden weapons, and his Noro Noro beam to try to defeat Luffy. That's not dueling. That's creating a systematic death trap designed to murder his opponent while maintaining plausible deniability.
また驚かって
ようこそ俺の船。
あいつ。
Let's think about this. Every trap Foxy set was designed to cause serious injury or death. The spring platforms could break bones, the hidden weapons could cause fatal wounds, and the Noro Noro beam left Luffy defenseless against potentially lethal attacks. We're talking about premeditated murder disguised as fair competition. But it gets worse. Foxy had backup plans involving his crew interfering if his traps failed. That's not just cheating. That's conspiracy to commit murder with multiple accomplices standing by to finish the job if needed. Crime tally: attempted murder with deadly traps, 1,000 years. Conspiracy to commit murder, 750 years. Use of supernatural powers to facilitate murder, 500 years. Creating death traps, 400 years. Combat assassination total, 2,650 years. The Davy Back Fight criminal enterprise. But wait, we're not done yet, because before we get to Foxy's most heinous crime, let's talk about how he systematically turned a legitimate pirate tradition into his personal fraud empire. For years, Foxy has been challenging crews to Davy Back Fights, while never once intending to compete fairly. Every single challenge was a premeditated scheme to steal crew members through systematic cheating.
Davy Back Fight ってのは人取り合戦のことさ。一勝負ごとに勝者は相手の船から好きな船員をもらい受けることができる。もらわれた船員は速やかに敵の船長の忠実な部下となる。
深海の海賊デイビー・ジョーンズに誓ってな。
負けたら仲間を取られるの？
その通りで。
We're talking about dozens of pirate crews deceived, hundreds of individual competitions rigged, and a complete corruption of an ancient maritime tradition. Let's think about this. Foxy didn't just cheat occasionally, he built his entire reputation around being unbeatable in Davy Back Fights, while secretly using his devil fruit powers and coordinated crew deception in every single match. That's not just fraud, that's creating a criminal enterprise designed to exploit the trust of the other pirates. The psychological impact alone is staggering. Imagine being a pirate who lost crew members to what you thought was fair competition, only to discover years later that you were systematically cheated by a man with supernatural powers and zero integrity. Crime tally: operating criminal enterprise, 2,000 years. Systematic fraud, 200 instances, that's 4,000 years. Corruption of maritime tradition, 1,500 years. Psychological trauma to victims, 2,000 years. Racketeering, 5,000 years. Criminal enterprise total, 14,500 years. The systematic crew kidnapping empire. Alright, let's talk about the big one. The crime that built Foxy's entire pirate career. Systematically kidnapping 500 crew members from other pirate crews through rigged Davy Back Fights.
まずは一人目俺が欲しいのはお前セイフリートニーチョッパー
俺
さあこっちへ連れてこい
そんなチョッパー
なんという珍しい生物想像以上にふっかふかだなおい
Before terrorizing the Straw Hats, this maniac built a 500-person crew by winning them from other pirates through cheating. We're talking about 500 separate counts of kidnapping disguised as legitimate competition. Every single crew member he won was actually stolen through fraud and deception. But wait, there's more. Foxy didn't just kidnap these people once, he's been holding them captive on his ship for years, forcing them to participate in his criminal activities. That's not just kidnapping, that's operating a systematic human trafficking ring with over 500 victims. The worst part? He targeted crews like the Fang Toad pirates, specifically because he knew he could cheat his way to victory. Foxy wasn't randomly encountering these crews, he was hunting them down like a predator, seeking easy victims for his collection. And here's the kicker. Every single Davy Back Fight Foxy participated in was rigged from the start. He never intended to compete fairly, which means every crew member he won was stolen through systematic fraud. That's 500 counts of kidnapping, 500 counts of fraud, and operating a criminal organization for years. Crime tally, kidnapping 500 counts, that's 12,500 years. Human trafficking, 500 counts, that's 25,000 years. Forced servitude, 500 counts, that's 12,500 years. Conspiracy to commit mass kidnapping, 10,000 years. Crew kidnapping total, 60,000 years. Psychological crimes against humanity. Here's something nobody talks about. Foxy's crimes against good taste and human sanity. This man has been subjecting innocent people to his fe laugh, his bizarre split head appearance, and his cowardly personality for over a decade.
どうした麦わらもう終わらせていいのかよ
That laugh alone should qualify as audio torture. Seriously, listening to fe for extended periods could drive anyone insane. We're talking about the single most annoying sound in all of One Piece. And that's saying something in a world where Caesar Clown exists. And don't get me started on his appearance. That split head design looks like someone tried to photocopy his face while the machine was malfunctioning. Plus, those ridiculous hand gestures and that smug expression make him look like a discount magician who couldn't even get hired for children's birthday parties. But here's the real crime. Foxy is universally considered the worst character in One Piece by fans worldwide. That's not just bad writing, that's crimes against the entire fan base who had to suffer through his arc. The man somehow made an entire story arc feel like filler even in the manga. And let's not forget his cowardly personality combined with his cheating nature. Foxy represents everything annoying about bad villains. He's not threatening enough to be scary, not funny enough to be a comedic relief, and not competent enough to be respected. That's a crime against villain design. Plus, let's be honest, Foxy's very existence makes people want to skip the Long Ring Long Land arc entirely, causing viewers to consider skipping canon One Piece content. That's fraud against Oda's masterpiece on a scale so massive, it defies comprehension. Crime tally, audio torture, worst laugh in anime, 5,000 years. Crimes against visual aesthetics, that split head, 2,200 years. Being the worst One Piece character, 11,000 years. Crimes against fanbase enjoyment, 20,750 years. Ruining an entire arc's reputation, 8,000 years. Making people want to skip canon content, 13,000 years. Fraudulent villainy, 4,000 years. Humanity crimes total, 63,950 years. The final verdict. Alright, let's add up this magnificent disaster. Boxing cheating scandal, 100 years. Horse shooting atrocity, 180 years. Donut race deception, 475 years. Groggy ring massacre, 1,200 years. Combat assassination attempt, 2,650 years. Davy Back Criminal Enterprise, 14,500 years. Crew Kidnapping Empire, 60,000 years. Crimes Against Humanity, 63,950 years. Grand total, 143,035 years in prison. That's right, folks. Foxy the Silver Fox has earned himself over 140,000 years behind bars. At this point, they need to build an entire prison planet just for him. And even then, he'd probably try to cheat his way out by slowing down the guards with his Noro Noro beam. The funniest part? Knowing Foxy's cowardly nature. He'd probably spend his entire sentence just trying to convince the warden that it was all just a misunderstanding, and that he was actually helping everyone by organizing fun competitions. This man kidnapped 500 people through systematic cheating. An 83,000-year sentence is probably just the warm-up for his crimes against common decency. So what do you think? Did I miss any of Foxy's crimes? Should his terrible laugh add more years to his sentence? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed watching me calculate how this walking disaster earned more prison time than entire government corruption scandals, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more One Piece criminal analysis. And remember, if you ever see a silver-haired fox challenging you to any kind of competition, maybe just run. Trust me on this one.